It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, Wiki, and you're checking out the Mixtape podcast. Well, y'all, I'm DJ Miss Eclectic of the Mixtape with DJ Miss Eclectic. It's a faith-based show, but hey, Christians watch BMF too, so we're gonna get it going.
Oh yeah.
We was just talking, Miss. First of all, thank you for having us. But we mentioned that we said there's so many people like in the Bible, like Belt and like in from church that love this show. Like,
yes,
most time churches are like, turn that off, God. Like, but the church is really behind us on this show.
I'm trying to tell you.
You in a faith show, we keep doing it the right way. What are we doing so great that the church is behind us?
Wow. Man, I think it's the faith base behind it. You know, the family, the mom and dad are Christians. Now I don't know about the crooked pastor, but other than that, I love Snoop though. But I think it's that part of it's the faith base that we like. It's the loyalty in the family. So you got us hooked. Let me tell you, I'm a church kid, and you got us hooked.
Yeah, we know all them church kids always like a little debauchery. You know how y'all are.
You're right.
You know how y'all are. Just
a tad bit. Especially if you're a PK.
Oh man. All right. Don't be putting people business out.
They got to sneak and watch in their bedroom or the basement.
Hey, both of them. Their parents too. Their parents sneaking it too.
Right. They in there watching them on their cars. Got the Starz app going.
Going crazy.
So
oh man, y'all. So man, we already got this, y'all. If you're tuned in, y'all, it's the Mixtape with your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, man. Y'all, I am a fan of this show, and I'm not even a TV watcher, but since the first episode, this show has had me hooked, y'all. I have none other than Lil Zane and Myles Bullock on the line, man. How are y'all doing this evening?
Blessed. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm blessed to have y'all on. So, man, I'm just gonna start, man, with you, Lil Zane, because you know I'm 80s kid, 90s, 80s baby, 90s kid. Grew up on you, man. I know the world wants to know. I was talking to my cousin the other day, and I was like, man, I'm interviewing Lil Zane. She's like, that's cool. She's like, that's him. That's it. That's Saki. I said, yeah, that's him.
Hey, man, it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to be back on something very positive and something big like BMF that people are really tuned into. And I always told myself when I took that time off that whenever I came back and decided that it was time to come back, that it had to be something big. And I could only imagine. I could never have imagined how big it would be. So that's just a blessing. Just happy to be here. Happy to still be doing what I love doing and what I'm passionate about, and that's doing music and acting and hanging with cool people like Myles, Bullock. You know what I'm saying? I just love it.
Hey man, but we're happy to have you back. Trust me, we've missed you on the scene.
Hey, thank you. I'm glad to be back, man. Just took some time off to just get my spirit right, keep my mind right. My body right. I think if when you're in the industry like us, man, and you constantly getting pulled different ways, and you constantly on the road, and you meet so many different people. It's very important to protect your energy, and that's all I tried for the last few years is just protect my energy and not be not let the industry wear me out. I want to wear the industry out. I want y'all
absolutely. I like that.
I want y'all to get tired of me before I get tired of y'all.
Absolutely, man. Self-care is major, and I don't think we do that enough as a people. Especially we think we're young, we can do it and have all this energy, but God will sit you down sometimes. Okay.
And I learned that just being a workout type person. I work out all the time. Just being, sometimes you got to take a day off for that training. And
absolutely,
you can lift weights 5 days a week. Don't try to do it 7 days a week. You got to take a day or two off. So I look at my career like that. Like I've been going so hard since I was like 12, 11.
Yeah, you started real young.
So I felt like I deserved it to myself, like to take those years off and just spend some time with my family and learn myself. Like when you're so young in the industry, I got through in the industry when I was, turning 17 years old. So like when you're through in the industry at that young, you're just finding yourself at that age.
Absolutely.
So I had to just take some time off and think about other stuff I wanted to talk about and what I had not talked about already and what type of films I haven't did and what type of TV shows I wanted to do. And here you go, BMF, man.
Man, and you on a major one right now, man. Everybody I know is talking about BMF. My parents, retired educators, they love BMF. So listen, Everybody's rocking it.
My grandma loved BMF. My daddy loved BMF. They called me every day with different what you call it, different endings and versions. I'm like, oh my.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. And Myles, man, now you on the scene, so it's always been acting for you, though. So what you've been in SWAT, you've been in a couple different movies and shows, but man, I'm happy to see you on the scene. So how did this come about for you?
Oh, well, I started acting my sophomore year of college. And
Okay.
it was just kind of something that I jumped into, but just happened to jump into it. And didn't even really see myself doing it, didn't think of a career or nothing. And then I changed my major to it, got my bachelor's in acting, then got my master's of fine arts, and did a whole bunch of plays, and then came back home to LA and, kind of just hit the pavement, kind of hit the ground running a little bit. And, getting BMF was something that was so unexpected because I didn't even audition for this show. I auditioned for a completely different show. Yeah. So, 50 has a million shows on television.
Yes.
And, he has another 500,000 that's about to come out. And one of them, Power Force, which is Tommy's spinoff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So I actually auditioned for a role in that show. And so they actually took my audition from the role for that show and then pushed it over to the BMF folks. And they were like,
wow.
For BMF. And it was just like, bang, you in there, man. So then there was Slick. And then that's what it was. It's crazy.
Man, that is crazy. Wow. You just never know. I always call it God's time. You audition for something totally different and boom, here you are on BMF. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild. Yeah, God is wild. God will do it, won't he?
Won't he do it? So have you ever and when you were doing your acting school, I know you went to school for it, you have your master's in fine arts. Was this the type of role that you ever saw yourself playing?
No, but this is the type of role I always hoped I would be able to play. I always hoped I'd be able to play somebody that just was off the cuff and was just kind of talking mess. And I was kind of like an old school uncle, you know what I mean? That was always saying something crazy. And also playing a character that people like and that people love, that people connect with. And that's always, as an actor, that's always something that, you kind of long for, is to play a character that people love. And so I couldn't imagine this reaction or the response that this has gotten, but it's just been amazing.
Man, yeah, it has been amazing. And even though you on the opposing side, your character is likable. Like he's got a little wit about him. He ain't a 50 boy, but he all right.
No, look, man, I tried to toe the line. Like I knew I was playing that villain, but I'm kind of like the anti-villain, and I'm kind of like the villain you kind of root for, you know what I mean? Kind of secretly. And you kind of hate to see him get taken out and all that.
Yeah.
I tried to establish that. And so I'm glad it worked.
Man, you did well. Let me tell y'all encompassed the whole essence of the 80s. I was like, yes, they are giving me 80s vibes all day. And Zane, your character, Saki, he is like this loyal person. Like he is there. You gonna come out guns blazing when it's time. How did you transform to your character?
I got into my character by, growing up in Atlanta. I was able to witness firsthand some of the BMF things.
Yeah.
On and the history of BMF, and I was in the clubs at times. I was way younger than them. Probably wasn't supposed to be in the club, but I was definitely in the club sometimes. When I seen, I would be in my little VIP with maybe a glass of water, and they would be across with like 30, 40, 50 bottles. So I kind of took that personal, experience I had, and then. But being that it was a period piece, because we didn't find out it was a period piece until we got the script. I'm thinking it was going to 2000. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready now. And then
Let's do it.
Like, I got to cut your hair. You're going to have to switch the way you talk up. So once I learned it was an 80s, a period piece, then I started watching like Cooley High, like all these 80s projects and movies and films, TV shows that I could find to give me kind of like how they used to talk and how they used to walk and dress and how they wore their hairstyles. So that was more of where the challenge came in, just going back and watching those. And of course, I got my hands on all the gangster films I could get that had that had that crew vibe to it, like the Goodfellas and the Goodfellas and the Godfathers and the French Connections, just all those type of, even watching like Boys in the Hood and Men's Society, just trying to I watched Juice a lot. To get into the role for the BMF, just because that camaraderie that the fellas had. I wanted to make sure my character understood and brought that across on screen. And we had all just met each other really on set, but you can't really tell when you watch the film, when you watch the TV show, because we all made it an effort to kind of be able to connect and be around each other, even offset. So it just made it amazing.
No, that's cool.
It made it easier to get into character because, we would all talk about it and just make a conscious effort of, remembering what time period we were in. And because you don't want to say, oh, this is lit. And it's like, bro, that
wasn't the lingo back in the day.
Yeah. So it was just a group collective on just helping each other stay on point with the talk, the walk, the hair, just everything. I might have asked Slick a couple things on set just to make sure we were all on the same page, as trying to bring across the feeling that Tasha and 50 wanted. And Randy.
I love it. Like I said, y'all definitely captured the essence. How is it on set? Speaking of set, Myles and Zane both answer this question. How is it on set? Like, especially with y'all being, on opposing sides. Like, do you have to have that? Like, how do you bring that energy? And then when they say, it's time, like, how does it roll?
Funny is that, it's actually, as an actor, you kind of don't want to dissipate the energy of like being the rival thing. So when we're not on camera, it's all love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dabbing it up with each other. We talking, we joking and all that stuff. And then when the cameras turn on, it's like, hey man, and we talking all that mess, you know what I mean? And it's different. And we pointing guns at each other.
You're like, hold on now.
So, but on set, it was just all love. Everybody, I mean, you talk about a set where everybody wanted to be there. You never felt anybody's energy kind of being sluggish or kind of being or nobody was complacent. There wasn't a whole bunch of complaining. Like, everybody was there to work. Everybody was there for the same purpose, and everybody was focused towards that purpose. And so it was just it made it a great environment to work at. And I think the show reflects that. I think the show reflects the love that everybody had for the show and the respect that everybody brought towards creating it.
Absolutely. What about you, Zane?
I feel the same way, man. I just feel like that kind of helped it, man. Just the camaraderie that we had, just bringing it, just brung everything together, man. I mean, just seconding with Myles.
It's so true. And Myles, I gotta ask, so Zane had his experience with BMF. Did you ever even know about BMF or have any experiences with them before the show?
Nah, man, I was just like, I was singing BMF with Rick Ross. Like, that's how much I
think I'm Big Meech.
So when they told me it was BMF, I was like, wait. I thought that stand for Blowing Money Fast. That's Black Mafia family. So for me, I was just like, oh, wait, so I'm learning different things. But I didn't know that much. I was a civilian. I was a civilian like everybody. And when I got put into the world of it, and immersed in the world of it, it just opened my eyes to so much, into the legend of these men and to what they did and what they were able to do. So it was definitely eye-opening. I didn't know anything. I knew very little.
He said, I wasn't in them streets like that.
I wasn't in them streets, man. I was at school. I was in school. Like, I just got out of grad school. What I know about BMF right now, dog? Like, I wasn't in them streets. I was in them books, man.
Oh man, I hear you. I'm the same way. Like, only thing I know is the song. And it took me a while. I was like, oh yeah, that's who Big Meech is.
That's right. I never heard of him before. Ain't about nothing.
Oh man, y'all are hilarious. I love it. So first of all, congratulations, season 2. I know y'all been slotted for season 2. I know it's like one of the most watched shows on TV right now. I think, because like I said, it's absolutely phenomenal show. I absolutely love it. And shout out to Tasha, because you know she's representing for the ladies. So I just got to give a shout out to the ladies. I know that she directed some of the episodes. How's it been on set with like 50 Cent with her? Because you got all this experience on set, and then you have Big Meech, your son, Lil Meech. Like, how is that? Like, I just, that's some pretty cool stuff.
Man, it's amazing. This is Zane speaking. It's amazing for me, man. Just being a fan of hip hop, and then being able to be on the same show with people like Eminem, Cash Doll, you got Eminem, Cash Doll, 50 Cent. What other rappers we got in this right now, bro? Snoop. We got Snoop, D-O-double-G. You know, so it's like so many legends in hip hop all in one TV show. Like that's a hip hop fan's dream. That's a rapper's, that's any hip hop fan. If you love music and you love movies, like if you love movies and if you love gangster movies and you love hip hop, this is like heaven for you. Black Mafia Family should be like heaven for anybody that loves music and loves gangster movies, man.
It's the perfect combo.
Yeah, it's an amazing combo, and the energy on set was electric. Because people were bringing that energy, and not only just because you had, people. Look, when Tasha Smith is on set, you are going to know it. All right.
Oh, already.
Tell him, dog.
You're going to know she's there. You're going to hear her before you see her. Usually it's a laugh, or usually it's something. You know what I mean? Tasha Smith is electric, and working with Tasha Smith was amazing. And everybody else on set was amazing. Zane always brought crazy energy to set. Everybody that came to set, like, it was just everybody wanted to be there. Everybody was happy to be there. And when Snoop Dogg was there, it was just everybody was, oh, Snoop's here, cuz, come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was trying to get with Snoop, and yeah.
Hey, Snoop is the man. I just want to say this, like, on every set I've ever been on in my life, I've never seen someone with what do you call it, a trailer that cleans the smoke. Like, you can smoke your weed in the trailer.
He's fancy.
Yo, he's fancy. He had, what do you call it? What I'm trying to say, he had the air filtered.
I know what you're talking about. I can't call it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Like when they have like the cigar bars. Yeah.
The same that being a cigar bar he had in his trailer. Oh my God. I said, this is really Snoop Dogg. This is Snoop.
Everybody ain't able,
I've never seen that done on the set before in my life. Like, yeah, I was just telling people, Snoop is this type of person, man. He can have a blunt in his hand and be like, let me hold your baby real quick. And you're going to give him the baby.
You're going to take the blunt and give him your baby.
Yo, he's one of the people you cannot be mad at Snoop ever. Like, who can ever be mad at Snoop? So just to know, like, he's that cool to where, like, most sets you're on and they're like, no weed, no this. Like, they told us, like, don't do it. But when Snoop come around,
Snoop on.
It's like, he's Snoop. We let him do it every once. I think it's just so cool to be that cool with people in, like, all ages. Like, my grandmother to my kids love Snoop. Yeah. Snoop cannot do no wrong in people's eyes, and I think it's amazing, man. Like, to be on the show with somebody like that, like, so, and 50 Cent too. 50's on his way to being like that too.
Absolutely.
50 be saying some crazy stuff, and we just be like, oh, that's 50.
So, well, 50 in person is so, like, his energy is so different than that. Like, his energy is just like, giving. He's mad generous. He's super nice. He's mad compassionate. He's actually one of the funniest dudes you'll meet. Like that.
He's super aware.
Yeah, hyper aware. Absolutely.
He's super aware. Like, I done walked in clubs before, and I ain't that tall. I'm only like 5'. Like, so I walk in the club, and I'm talking about he'll see me before I see myself. He'll be like,
"Oh, I see you."
I'm looking like, I know he see me with all these people around me, like 6 feet tall. But so that just lets you know how aware he is. Like, if he's in the room with you, he know everybody that's in that room. Yeah. And if you're in that room, you're supposed to be in that room. Yeah. Flip side of it. If you're in that room, you're supposed to be in there, because he ain't just gonna be around. He like me, he a Cancer. Not just gonna be around anybody. So, when you got that type of energy around you, man, a guy like Snoop, 50 Cent, that the world, I feel like these guys just have like the world's blessings, man. Like, These two people can't do, and Eminem too.
Yeah.
Like think about Eminem, Snoop, and Dre. Like
That's crazy. Crossover artists.
Song.
They international. This ridiculous. And everybody, like I said, everybody loves them. Your grandma love them. The pastor love them too.
I'm not gonna do it, but I really could spend all day talking about those three people because they're really important to hip hop and important to this, and important to just the culture, man. You know, 50, Snoop, and Eminem teach every artist to just whether what color you are, it don't matter. Any artist that they teach you just be yourself and just be blunt, be bold, and just be you. You know, because all three of those people been the same people from day one.
Absolutely, you're right.
Us at all, and I think that says a lot. And that's why our show is doing so well because 50 knew when he set out to do this show, he was about to make it raw. He's about to get people like Myles and get people like Lil Zane that the world had. Like he reintroduced me to the world, and he introduced the world to Myles in a bigger way. It's crazy. So it's just like just the brain thought behind just everything behind this show, from the scenes, the writing, to the people they picked to play these roles. I think it was very thought out. Very thought out. I don't think nothing was just overnight. I think it was very thought out, very strategically planned. And I think we're gonna get that Emmy this year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't see why you wouldn't get an Emmy. I'm go ahead and speak that into existence. Okay, go on and speak that.
Look at Myles. Look at this face, man. Listen to these faces. They gotta give us the Emmy, Myles. They got.
Hey man, I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, go.
Even if they don't give it to me personally, Miss McCole is killing it. Russell's killing it. Come on now.
Everybody is killing acting. I mean, the acting is ridiculous. I'm thinking I'm really there in Detroit. That's what I'm saying. It's you're killing it.
Yeah, and again, that's the best part about it to me. Just the fact that how authentic they try to keep it and are keeping it, and just just from the hairstyles to the way we talk to just that little thing in the background that goes by while you talk. It's just everything. They went all out their way to fly cars, ship cars in that was from Detroit that looked,
wow.
They turned the whole street of Atlanta to look like Detroit. They took a whole street in Atlanta and made it look like Detroit. And I thought that was just amazing. This show just how much detail they're putting into this project.
Absolutely. And it shows. It's definitely not by happenstance. Every little detail it shows. And I think that's why everybody is so drawn to this show. So, man, before we wrap this up, I got to ask, man, what's next for you, Myles? What's going on, man? How do we follow you? What's next for you? What we going to see you on next, man? Because you out there now. You ain't no going back.
Well, I don't know exactly what's next just yet. We always working towards something. We always moving towards something. I got something that I wrote and directed that I'm gonna be, releasing in a little bit. But outside of that, I'm always my next project, and
I like that.
I'm always working on myself. So that's always gonna be my answer, even when there is something else I'm working on. I got to work on myself first so that I can flourish in whatever environment I'm at. But if people want to stay up with me, you can follow me on Instagram at Myles M.Bullock MYLES M.Bullock. And I'm all about positivity, mental health, Blackness, and self-awareness, self-love, and all that good stuff. And but I also talk mess though. I've been a fool since preschool, baby. So
we could tell, Slick.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I made up a lot of what I said as Slick. And so people, like a lot of people that know me, people don't know that you just being yourself. I was like, I know, but just keep that to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Keep that low key.
Keep that low key. Just keep that low key. But man,
you embodied that role. I'm gonna tell you, right? You killed it. So I absolutely loved it.
I want to second that and just say he did kill it. Like that's one of my favorite characters on the show, Slick. And for me, this little Zane speaking, for me, I just what I plan on doing next is just I just plan on just trying to be the biggest actor I could be. Whatever roles come, whether big or small, whatever comes, I'm gonna just put my all into it. I want to get more into producing and writing films, like my man Myles said, just really just taking this opportunity to get some of my ideas out there that I had over the years that I because I'm a filmmaker too. So and just all this that's going on just gives us an opportunity to really just spread our wings and really try new things. So I'm excited about the future and what 2022 holds.
Absolutely. I am too. Lil Zane, you got to give a word to the people, because one thing I admire about you is you don't stay in one lane. You rap, and we seen you fighting Temptations back in the day. Even I was watching the Parkers the other day. You on that episode of the Parkers, like everything. And I was like, man, this dude, you got what's some advice you have for somebody coming up in the entertainment industry and they might get, I guess you could say, get bottlenecked in one area? What's some advice you have for that person?
Well, the advice I would give to anybody in the industry that's trying to be around is just go for it and put in the hard work when no one's watching. So when they watch, it's effortless. Like the reason why me and Myles could get up there on the TV and, it looks effortless when Myles is doing his thing. But I know behind closed doors, we both practice a lot. We rehearse a lot, and we study a lot. You can never stop studying. I'm always going to be a student of acting, a student of never stop studying. So that's the advice I would give anybody trying to come up. Just go for it and just always be a student of whatever passion that you have, however it is that you desire to be, just always stay a student of it. And that's how you stay reinventing yourself. Like I never felt like I was at the top of my acting or at the top of my music. I always knew it was room to grow. As long as you know that it's always room to grow, you'll continue to blossom, because once you stop growing, you stop living.
You said something right there. Yeah, I always say sometimes downtown is preparation time. Always should be some preparation time. Sometimes when you're thinking, when you're moving, when you're not moving, or when you low key and you're moving on the low, always preparation time. Myles, what you have for somebody that's like acting is like it's rare. What I love about you is rare that you see somebody you're doing what you went to school for, which is cool to me. So, what's some advice you have for somebody?
I would say, put work into the direction that you want to go in. And, I would say, be meticulous about your work. I would say, don't be afraid to not be seen for a while you are working. Because, like Zane was talking about, and I always say is, if you want to get to the light, you got to do the work in the dark first. And you got to be able to handle what the light holds. And, if you don't build that foundation, then you're not going to be strong when the moment comes. So you have to be ready for your moment. You have to put the reps in. You got to put the hours in. And, don't be afraid to fail, because in failure is where you learn all your lessons. And I received 150 no's from auditions before I heard a yes for BMF. You know what I'm saying? It was about, I hadn't been on the television set for almost 2 years prior to BMF. So, you just never know when you're going to get the opportunity, how long the opportunity is going to last. So just know that when you're in that moment, live in that moment, but understand what is required to reach that. And then my last thing would be to find a foundation in your sense of self and in your own sense of self-value, and understand that you determine your own value, not anything you can achieve.
Come on. Y'all better, that's a preach. That is a preach, man. I appreciate y'all for being on the Mixtape. I appreciate y'all on the show, man. Again, y'all embodied the heck out of this show. I'm going to continue watching it, Myles. I'm looking forward to what God has in store for you, Zane, man. I mean, I've enjoyed this, man. I'm talking to some of my favorite people that I see every Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, it was great. Your energy is amazing. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you supporting us and having us too, and making us the #1 show in the world. We thank you.
Boom, bada boom, bada bam. Y'all be blessed, y'all. And I love what you said, sense of self. Our confidence comes from God. So know your sense of self, put in the work, as they both say. Preparation is key, y'all. Be blessed. Keep it locked right here. Wiki, the Mixtape Podcast with your girl DJ Miss Eclectic.